you are a scrumptious muffin with toasted jelly and jam. Shout out to our friend Tommy. Oh, never boring day. Yeah, I had a few minutes and wanted to stream because had some time here and a lot of topics. I actually tweeted too. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I did it 5 minutes beforehand, so I don't expect a lot of responses. So I just thought I would do that just in case people wanted to vote. And sometimes I feel like chat doesn't. You guys are just listening a lot, which I appreciate, but also every once in a while I could use a pulse of what's going on that's interesting in the neighborhood in Hexco. So anyways, I always like to make it a participatory show. And we'll start it off. I'll say hi to the chat in just a second, but let's go to Coast. What's happening, Coast? Pausing, and then actually Stoke just a few minutes ago looks like, hey, how's everyone's day going? And I replied, I know this trick. So usually when that happens, something good is about to happen or change. We'll see. But let's click on it. Actually, I haven't looked into this yet. Just know something paused. It appears. And come on. Does the link work for it's probably just me. I get a lot of bra commercials here. Let's try it again. Not working. Okay, so just me. Somebody click on the link, tell me if it works. Just doing about blank right now. I'll try another browser, see if it'll resolve it. Yeah, it's just my browser. Every once in a while, Firefox needs to be reset because it's used to be a little annoying. All right, temporary pause on beta functions. Due to rapidly changing circumstances, one of our critical products, service providers, Coast, will temporarily pause. Majority of beta features are further noticed. Okay, so it sounds like they're pausing. Change has been caused by suspension of custody and payment rails by our service and banking partner. You know what? I kind of expected some of this. When you're making these new services, you have these new partners, you're launching new products, and it's crypto with everything going on. Sort of, it's not surprising that this happens. So not an indictment on Coast or anything. Those guys work really hard, and it definitely doesn't seem to be permanent as far as I can tell. So I think that, very transparent here. Appreciate them talking about it and give some details. Y'all can look at, I'll drop in the chat. You guys can read through it too. Yeah, weight is down 50%. Would not surprise me. They haven't even launched the CSD stablecoin yet on here as well. So yeah, weight's down 50%, but also it went up a lot. I think recently I saw it go up. So that was it's probably cooling off a little bit. If obviously it's not bullish news when a service freezes, but I think it'll be back. I think they have. I have no idea, but I imagine they have plenty of ways to or other services, or they're probably just working out. It's kind of like it kind of makes me think of when a bank freezes your debit card or your credit card because they think it's something is going on, but it's really not. It's just you making some purchase. Kind of maybe a bigger expanded version of that with this, where they're like, hey, they want to know more information or something. Anyways, wouldn't think it's a big deal. Let's see if BitGo has made a hard decision to terminate its acquisition, which was interesting. So yeah, it may not even be about any suspicious things. It's just that BitGo won't be purchasing Prime Trust. So this could just literally be a technical thing of like, okay, let's pause stuff. Nothing to do with Coast. It could have nothing to do with the fiat on ramp. They're just going to pause it until they figure some internal corporate stuff out with merger and acquisitions type stuff. So anyways, don't think it's a big deal. I'm going to say hi to the chat. What's up, Red Squirrel? How's it going? How's it going, man? Good to see you. DJ Bomber, Cliff. I think Yeah, I don't think it's a. I think they'll be back. Pretty sure. DHex369. What's up, Hexicans, PulseXans, PulseXicans? You forgot Incanites or whatever we decided on that poll the other day. All around the world. Yes. Welcome, welcome. Ted Nelson's here. Let's take it. Just set up Coast County this morning. Yeah. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think they'll be back. I think it's just a unfortunate corporate thing that could get resolved. Wade Hex pull and he's got dumped hard for 48 zeros. Wow. Wow, that opportunity mindset's kicking in for me right now. I'll have to take a look at that on ETH because they launched on ETH. They haven't launched on PulseChain yet. So I know a lot of people have been trading the the weight on Pulse as well. But on ETH, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That looks, if you believe in projects, dumps could be opportunities. That's the way I look at it. Not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Hazel Hex, what's happening? Wow, that's crazy. I will take a look later on that. Very interesting. Mila, how's life? It's okay. It's going all right. Busy. It's not a bull market yet, so kind of just grinding. And yeah, I got PulseChain tour coming up this weekend in Seattle. It should be fun. Giving a talk sometime after RG3 on validators. Get to meet up with some friends out here. So yeah, life is probably a lot worse in third world countries, but overall, not bad. It's summer. Weather's great. It's actually, I wanted to go outside, but I thought, okay, got a few minutes. Let me stream first, and then I'll go outside and relax a little bit. It is bright, toasty, and warm. The Chad, the only Chad that I know of who's a super Chad is entered the chat. So welcome, Chad. Welcome, welcome. Let's move on, though, to... Oh, let me go back. Let me go to, let's see if anyone actually answered the poll here. Wow, you're not even showing my memes? Cool. Not even showing my memes. I may have to restart Firefox here. Being a little annoying. Yep, it's getting restarted. Sorry about that. Got to show my memes. That's the last straw. I don't know what it is. Sometimes every once in a while, browsers just annoying. I'm like the tech guy, right? I should be able to explain this to you, but it's weird. I mean, I could tell you about, there's resource management stuff, or maybe the OSs want updates to happen. There's all this conspiracy around it too. Like, and I kind of almost believe it sometimes. If Apple had that whole thing where they're slowing your iPhone down to get you to try to get a new iPhone. I think there was some article about that a while back. Maybe Google did it too. I'm not sure. But sometimes I'm like, okay, computers should work fine. They should not have these weird problems. And part of me is like, okay, are these just bugs that that just didn't get prioritized internally, so they just never got fixed at the companies? So everyone's like, oh, they don't happen very often, so we're not going to fix them. Or are there actual nudges? They're trying to nudge you in one direction. Oh, you should update Firefox, or you should update your browser. So we're just going to make it slow or something. Total conspiracy. Don't have any proof, but it almost makes me think that sometimes. Anyways, enjoy this meme. New financial system, crypto, Hex. Why? They're banks. Pretty funny. My meme guy's pretty good. Well, nobody answered it yet, so I guess we're gonna keep going through those stuff, and we'll check back with a little bit on. Let's check on Richard Hart. Let's check on the man of many missions and talents. He hasn't tweeted for. Oh, this is replies. Yeah, I'll show you. He hasn't tweeted for 4 days, but he has replied 12 hours ago. So the last thing he talked about, that's why I wanted to show you. The last real PLS update that Richard talked about was AutoRouter. And he said it was almost done. And almost means close, and close means soon. And that was basically 1 week ago, almost exactly. So tomorrow will be 1 week, looks like. Is that the next shoe to drop for PulseX feature-wise? Shoe to drop sounds like negative, but it's actually a good thing in this context. That's the next thing to come out, AutoRouter. So you get less slippage and the pools talk to each other and all that good stuff. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Very cool. By the way, if you're not earning yield right now, think about why that is. Maybe think about why you're not earning yield, because boy, I know you've heard me talk about it a million times, but you know, there's hex staking. Could have got a lot more. What was it the other day when EHEX really went down? If you believe in EHEX, some people don't. I like both. It was, God, I had a tweet on this. What was it? $7,000 for like 50 T shares. I forget. It was just some ridiculous amount that I don't remember seeing for years. It's crazy. So obviously the farms, which we've talked about a lot, APR looking pretty tasty. Ooh, everything is below 2. It's the first time I've seen everything below 200%. Maybe people are finally participating in the farms. They're getting tired of not having single side staking. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to go learn about impermanent loss. I'm going to go understand the risks. And sounds like more people are participating because APR is going down. And that usually means more people are joining the pool and pushing the APR down. So that's interesting. So yield there, of course, hex staking. If we go to hex.com, I'm not sure if it's working. You can always use app.icoast.pro, but it won't let me show anything here. What was it? Coffee was saying the workaround was to wait on the main page until it loads. But I don't know if it's even going to load without MetaMask. And then go to stake. I think that was the workaround if you're having trouble with it. I love this interface. I really do. It's beautiful. I hope it never changes, honestly. I keep thinking there's going to be a facelift at some point, but apparently not, because it's not a lot of resources seem to have been dedicated to updating it, which, again, I like. This is the interface I've seen for years, so I like it. I kind of hope it never changes. And then, so, of course, then app.icoast.pro. Again, put questions in the chat, by the way, if you want me to talk about something in particular. I got a few topics, but I'm going to run out in a few minutes if nobody's saying stuff. So this is where you can look at your hex stakes. You can look at Hedron, HSIs. You can look at your iCoast staking and HSI auctions, of course. So pretty cool there. Again, I don't have a wallet connected, but see, you got PulseX yield farms. We got PulseX liquidity. So again, this is for liquidity. This is burning. So this is getting burnt. Look, the LP fees, but you're earning INC token. Could be harvested here. And V2 is the earn. I've dubbed them burn and earn, where there are no farms, and may never be any, or there may be, we don't know. But there are pools, which, funny enough, when you click on, man, these buttons should work better, shouldn't they? You got to click on the 333 and then go to pools, and you can see them. So we're early. We're so early. Lots of little things to improve, aren't they? And then you can sort by. If you watched me and Neil for T-Shares stream the other day, we talked about this extensively. Farms versus LP. I have a video coming out this weekend, I want to say. I think I scheduled this weekend coming out on it. And you can look at the different APRs being offered. You can look at the LP rewards and volume and all the stuff that you factor into whether you want to participate. The coins themselves, obviously, the pairs, the Hedron pairs. Get some volume going on. Not a lot of LP fees, but lots of volume there. That's good to see. Pretty cool to see. And then burn, of course. I think it's pretty much been automated. So it was exciting at first, but now it just seems like it's being automated, pressed all the time. Which, hey, it's burning PulseX, but it's not like you're going to come here and be like, oh my gosh, there's like 1 million PulseX to burn. Let me click the burn button. Unless people stop clicking it. Maybe when Pulse price goes up and then the gas fees go up, the bot. I don't know if you're a bot that's in that early, then I guess you'll probably have plenty of bankroll to keep that going. But anyway, so yield LP, again, know the risks, understand impermanent loss. Understand if you don't have to participate. If you do, you don't have to participate. All up to you. But I think a lot of people, I did tons of polls, talked to people, and again, according to the polls, people are making quite a bit of INC. If you believe in the token, some people don't, whatever, make your own choices. But this is one place people are making yield. Hex, of course, people are making yield. RHMax, Hedron, if you like those coins, people, you can stake those, and otherwise too. I want to talk about PHUX while we're here. PHUX. So this is something I want to catch the coffee stream on this. I think it's happening. Hopefully not right now. It's happening today sometime. I think 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. This is pretty cool. So on PulseX, so it's a fork of Cake, which is a fork of Uniswap v2. And I guess Cake v2 and a fork of Uniswap v2. So, on here you have pairs, right? You have 2 pairs. You put up liquidity equally on both sides. You can earn LP fees. You can earn INC on incentivized farms, all that stuff. With PHUX, it's a fork of Balancer from the fiat guys, Buck and Dylan, all that. And you can have more than 2 pair, and you can have different ratios of this. It's pretty interesting. I think kind of, there's a few different interesting things about it. So one is sort of gamifies it a little bit, because it makes me think of party token and trustless stake pools and stuff like that. You can have these, I guess, trustless LP pools, and you can name them. There's not like the name claim stuff or anything. It's different than that, but it just kind of gamifies it a little bit. You can have the fiat maxi, where you're putting 40%, 10% W fiat, and 50% fiat. RHMax pool. Thank you again for naming the pool after me. Appreciate that. Shout out team for thinking about me. And you have 40% here. This, and then you got the Alex Maxi pool. You got the Maximus Maxi pool. Different qual pools, different Jeep pool, stable coins, PHUX and Pulse. You got pulsing for fiat. I like that name. That's cool. And then Poly wants a bootstrap. Oh, wow, that's cool. You got a Poly coin with bridge stables like RHMax and Hedron. All right. Anyways, pretty cool. And then, so there's a few different things. Again, if you should watch the coffee stream coming up later today if you want to go in depth. I think Buck's going to be on there, it sounds like. Buck and/or Dylan. And Dylan, by the way, Dylan and Sloth are going to be on the show tomorrow doing liquidity providing AMA number 3, which should be pretty good. The last 2 were pretty good. Those guys are pretty smart, so we're going to go through a lot of this stuff too. And yeah, I'll get Dylan to explain, ask him some good questions tomorrow too about it. But there's different ways you can earn. You can you're incentivized in different ways to provide it. You can earn the fees. You can also get voting power and extra earnings. There's like multipliers based on number of factors. Don't think you're going to get the 2.5x by getting the VE PHUX. This is up to, it could be much lower. It could be just over 1x, could be 2x, depending on, I assume it's depending on your capital and how much you put into it, how much you lock it up for, all that stuff. But it's pretty interesting. So again, I'm sure we'll talk more about that tomorrow, and Coffee's going to talk more about it today, I'm sure. But you can claim rewards. You can see how much you're making. If you believe in this product, this ecosystem, the coins, or if you just believe in the different pools and the LP fees, and okay with all that stuff and the permanent loss risk. Again, understand how this stuff works. Understand how participating in DEXs work, the different risks, the different rewards, and then make a decision. But this is another way that's new, that's just launched. It has some pretty interesting APRs coming out, and apparently there's ranges of APRs. So yeah, this is kind of a different deal. This is, I still love PulseX, and you can't beat a lot of these APRs with, if we look at the farms here, APRs earn incentive token it's hard to beat in a lot of ways. If you have other coins or you want to participate in this ecosystem and all that stuff, pretty interesting place to put your money, especially if you have coins that they're not incentivizing here, but they are here in some way. There's a little bit more wrap your head around. But I love the interface, and very interesting way of doing LP here, which I've just been discovering the last few days. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You can do 20, 40%, different ratios instead of 50-50. Having multiple coins, naming the pools, incentivizing different pools. yeah, it's pretty cool. So again, we'll go over that tomorrow more as well. All right, I'll go back to the chat. Godfather J6, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Friction equals profits. Paul knows what's up. Ted Nelson, what do you think? Good strategy for 9-inch baby sir keep selling them. I don't know anything about 9-inch. It's you know, I really try to narrow my the coins and platforms and stuff that I deep dive into, and I just don't know much about it right now. Maybe later that'll change, but they do have some pretty. Of course, it's like all I know. It's like a meme DEX deal, and of course they have coins named for BBC and otherwise. So I don't know much about it, Ted, but I know some people like it, some people talk about it, other people don't. I don't know much about it. So, but super funny on the meme part. I'll say that. You agree with market cap PulseChain assets on the Fatty website, Max? I don't know. Let's check the Fatty website, Paul. And is there something unique about the market cap there? PulseChain prices, market cap. So if we compare this to, by the way, Pulse Burn turned into Go Pulse, which is also the name of Death client for validating, which is interesting. I think both still go there, but if we look here and we look at the market caps and you click exclude OA. So if we exclude OA, 1.55, I'm just comparing what they have here to, so PLS 918. Yeah, market caps, those are not, it's not the same as 1.55 bill. And then PulseX, market cap 812. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're using some other metric. I don't know. I would reach out to them and see what they think. But I actually haven't. I don't use Fatty for PulseChain prices very much. But I suspect market cap. I don't know. I've not thought about it. Interesting. UFOs landed. What's happening? What's happening, UFO? Let's see what else we got. Coast updates. Oh, Combinator. Talk about that real quick. Another project from the Maximus guys who create a lot of awesome stuff for community. Cool logo as well. So this could be a new onboarding tool. TBD. Definitely want to have a dip catcher on the show and or Gold Key to talk about this, as well as the other projects and party launching. They got a lot of stuff going on. But Hex Combinator is a dual chain index token backed by a equal number of EHEX and PX, and you can mint it right now, I believe. Yeah, let's see. So how much CHEX on Ethereum, how much CHEX on Pulse has been minted. So to mint, deposit equal amount of native hex in bridge text. Okay. So yeah, this looks like they're trying to, let's see, let me read you a good explanation. CHEX is designed to track the combined value of EX and PX through bidirectional dual chain minting and redemption function. If CHEX on one chain becomes worth more than CHEX on another chain, it creates an arb opportunity to buy the lower price one, redeem the hex, and bridge text, bridge them over, and remint on the other side. Do this arbitrage cycle, keeps the price between them relatively constant. Providing liquidity between the two could be high yield, low and permanent loss strategy. Okay, yeah. More yield opportunities, more perhaps stuff that will help with liquidity. And the goal is to have a token that roughly tracks the combined value of Hex. Solution for new onboards. Yeah, and onboarding as well. There's a solution for new onboards to the Hex ecosystem to gain exposure to both EHEX and PX with one simple swap, as if they were here before the fork. Additionally, this becomes a larger part of the liquidity mining indexing solution for upcoming pool party stake pools. Yeah, that's true. That is, yeah, tying into pool party as well. So pretty cool stuff there. I got a tweet from Tanto Nomini, from Mr. Dip Catcher himself. DEX doing what it's designed to do, roughly track the combined EHEX PHEX price. So he's looking at DEX screener. Apparently there's a pull for CHEX and PLS. The combined price. Interesting. Yeah, so if you think about combined price, it's funny because a lot of people, I heard even Dixon, I think one of Dixon, when I had him on for open mic, the few concerns, he talked about a few different concerns he had about EHEX and why he was supporting PHEX only and stuff like that. But one of them was seeing a higher price chart and wanting to break all-time highs, and how that may be harder to do if you, split the two, if the price is half and stuff. And it's funny how if CHEX is successful, maybe we'll look at that and see, is it breaking the previous Hex all-time highs of 55 cents or 58 cents, whatever it was. Is CHEX going to $1? It's like almost saying when Hex is going to 50 cents, either Hex or both Hex, would CHEX then go to $1? And then we'll be tracking that, the index of it. You never know. I mean, if it's successful, it could be onboarding tool. It could be, liquidity, good for liquidity and arbitrage opportunities they talked about. And yeah, that would be cool if it turned into a thing. If Richard tweeted about it, all that stuff. Never know. So pretty cool. Shout out to those guys, always building amazing stuff. All right. Last thing I will cover. Any questions here? What was round two? Oh yeah, good question. Let me flip it over to PHUX here for a minute. So to claim, if you're signed in here, if you're connected and stuff, if you go to, I forget where it's at. There's like a claim thing somewhere. I think it's under my portfolios, probably. Somewhere on the site, there's a claim function. You can see if you're eligible. I think they're rewarding eFiat sackers or holders and Pulse and PulseX sackers or holders with the first round. But they talked about there'll be more airdrops coming up. I retweeted it. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen me retweet it, or them talk about it if you follow them. So when is round two? I don't know when round two is, but it sounds like they're going to be airdropping more people. I'm pretty sure I heard Buck talk about in some stream that there will be multiple rounds and that they'll be rewarding people holding coins that they like. Maybe he talked about liking Hedron a lot. I remember that. So you never know what the next round. Maybe they'll be airdropping coins to people who are participating in the PHUX stuff. Maybe then pools. Maybe VFUX holders. Hard to say. A lot of speculation out there, but yeah, very interesting. Let me. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's accurate. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to see how they calculate it, but it's definitely different than what we saw on PulseBurn and otherwise. Staker app is unusable. I had to switch to Fatty. I've heard Staker app is, some people like it, some people don't like it, or there's some problems. I don't do crypto on my phone, so yeah, I tried it out and stuff, but it's just nothing at Staker app or anything. Generally don't put crypto wallets on my phone, just because security and stuff. I'm security background, so I prefer crypto is more isolated, and phones are everywhere, all connected. And I prefer to only connect crypto when I want to, in full control and all that stuff. Anyways, Warfield, what's up, Warfield? What do you hear about OGs, about current market stock position from Wall Street cheat sheets now depression? What is your friend Somi? What do they keep saying? Where he thinks we'll be oscillating between depression and what is it? I don't have it in front of me, but oscillating between hope and depression, hope, or denial, or something like that. But what did I hear about from OGs about current market? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't talked to OGs about it a lot lately, so I don't know. I don't have anything on that one, man. Fox says you don't have to have wallet on your phone. You can trap passively using wallet address. Yeah. So I've used it to. Yeah, I know you can do the read only thing. You can just track it with that. So that's fine. But apparently, I've seen tweets and stuff of people who sacked for things or maybe staked. I can't remember what it was, but they did different stuff with it, and I don't know. I just feel like a phone to me is communication device, and a computer, I would define it laptop, desktop, whatever, not an iPad. there's like different class of devices, and for transactions and stuff, I just, but I'm not the average person. I personally just use computers for transactions, or, of course you can buy them with hardware wallets or other things too, more isolated or less isolated. But for me, I've never been interested in using crypto on my phone, really. Maybe one day it'll change, but there's definitely some things to be aware about, and you're kind of at the, if they change the app or whatever, you're kind of at the mercy of what's going on. So great onboarding tool. I hope it's super successful. I hope V2 is super successful, and people love it and all that stuff. I just personally, I like crypto on my computer. So it's me. I know I'm not the average onboard out there either. So. Rocky, I'm not sure what I was timed out. Did you see Coast was set back some? He didn't like I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure on that one. Anyways, let me get to PulseChain tour. Going on in Seattle. SJ's been putting out some posters and stuff too. Should be awesome. So if you're in the area, feel free to check it out. Should be a fun weekend. And all stuff going on there. DeLorean, nice. And yeah, should be a fun weekend with Hex skins, Pulse skins, and stuff like that. And SJ's out there doing the work, doing the outreach. And yeah, I wonder how many onboards we'll have this weekend just by physically being around, talking to people, presenting, spreading the good word of the truest, fairest DeFi ecosystem that is designed to appreciate. Doesn't mean you're going to get rich with it. Doesn't mean you're going to get the gains, but it was designed to give you a chance. I'll say that. I believe that to be true. And boy, aren't we happy about all these yield opportunities. Pretty fun. All right, everyone. I think that's all I got for today. Let's see. All right, let's answer a couple questions here. Is there any tokenomics not to harvest your ink, any compounding? See, I don't think there is. So I could be wrong, but I've heard different stuff. Again, I wish there was documentation that said exactly all these things. It's kind of just relying off community people back and forth, talking about stuff. Gold Keys did analysis, Cryptographics did analysis, all this stuff. But it's unclear. I don't think there's a time component in it myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if we find out there is one day. But also, I haven't did the analysis of harvesting versus not over a period of time to see if there's a big difference. So the answer, Mark, is I don't know, but I'm acting as if there isn't. I'll say it that way. Maybe one day there'll be definite proof in front of us that says that. I know people have hinted back and forth, but no one has provided definitive proof so far that I know of. But I'd love to hear it. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow. Maybe come tomorrow and ask a question during LPMA, or maybe I'll ask it. I think it's on the list, and ask Dylan and Sloth. They know. They may be guessing too. Not sure. What's the alpha of the month? I don't know. It may be tomorrow. LP streams are pretty good. So this week has been pretty good for streams, I think, overall. So I don't know. I don't really look at it as giving alpha. It's yeah, I'm just here to see what's going on and talk about what I think is educational, beneficial, and if it comes out as something extremely useful to you or many people and considered alpha, that's okay. Let's see. Know your harvest you want makes no difference. Yeah, I'm acting as if that is the case. So I haven't seen anything that's definitively said otherwise. I'll say it that way. What is PulseX Auto Router? It is a thing that helps you get better. I can't technically explain it because I don't know much about it. I just know that it is helps connect the pools and give you better deals and less slippage, and helps route things across different pools to give you the best deal. Maybe Sloth will bring a diagram. He did some diagramming recently on LP stuff, which is pretty good. Maybe I'll have a diagram for that tomorrow. We'll see. come tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. All right, Matty Allen, been Bill posting? Not sure on that one. Bill posting. He is, every time I see a DeLorean, it's hard not to think of Matty though. Say that. Whole lot of TUSD pumping up. If you're talking about true USD, stablecoin pumping up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, you're very welcome. All right, everyone, that's all I got for you today. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a pleasant evening. If you just tuned in, hashtag replay gang, rewind, and you see what I've been talking about, what I've been watching on PulseChain, number 6, Scivive and 5555.